Yeah, people, big up on yourself. Who for there, who do there, who not there, just not there. Alright, so boom. I'm gonna come out here for a long minute now. What we are gonna look on tonight? What are we going to look at tonight? Been a while since I come out here. So, let's go give it a few minutes till some of the people them forwarding. And just there for the time being. Miss Annette, good night. What you do? Hope you're alright. Hope you're doing fine. People, like when I eat the Sunday dinner today, man. Come on, tap up the screen. Share the live. Like when I eat the Sunday dinner today. That's lovely, that's lovely. Alright, so like how you're there, right? And me there. Now, you have something called phonological. And you have something called phonemic. Right? The both of them deal with the ability to hear sounds, to identify sounds, and to manipulate them. Right? But mainly, when we talk about phonemic awareness, we talk about the skills that is used to separate the sounds, or to segment the sounds, or add the sounds, or we talk about the skills. So let's say, for example, you have the word man. Good night, sexy Sasha. The word man have 3 sounds, right? So in order for us to segment these sounds now, we would have to use one of the phonemic skills. One of the phonemic skills, which we call segmenting, so that we can segment these sounds. We can isolate the sounds as well, meaning we can just make this sound, which is the sound That's one skill. We can make the sound for just that alone, which is right? So those speak to the phonemic, where you can identify the sound, you can separate them, you can manipulate them, you can change them out, right? You can change that from A to E, so you can substitute it. Here it is. You can substitute that letter. So these speak to the skills. Removing. We have that now. We can take off this. That is the skill that refers to the phonemic awareness. That is what the phonemic awareness deal with. So the phonemic awareness deal with the blending of the sounds, putting them back together, or the separating of the sounds, or the substitution of the sounds. Right? Hope I'm clear now. If I'm not clear, you make me know. If you don't get that, just let me know. But the thing about it is that the phonemic awareness is like the toy inside our box. So you can think of the phonemic inside of here, so you can think of the skills inside of here, so the awareness. But the whole box itself with the gift wrapper, I can't draw. So just use this as one little bow. This is a gift box, right? I'm like Miss Annette, so may I speak directly to her right now. Miss Annette, may I carry this gift box come give you, right? But this gift, the box itself, is the phonological side of it. So you have a box. This box speaks to the phonological side of it. But you see, when you open the box, inside of the box, you have the phonemic side of it. So the phonemic part is like a subsection of the phonological part of it. So what does the phonological side talk about? The phonological side of it, it talks about like syllables, right? So as you notice with the word man just before, you have the word man, but we are looking at the sound. We are focused on the individual sounds and how to blend them together, how to segment them from each other, and stuff like that. But the phonological side of it, look upon this as one entire thing, where we treat it as a syllable. So the phonological side, look at the whole entire word, the syllable, like the clapping. So for example, you clap out the syllables, that's what that is looking at. Let's say that you want to rhyme this word as well, right? A word that rhyme with man. Anybody can tell a word that rhyme with man? Pan, right? So this and this to itself, these would have fallen under the stand. These would have fallen under the phonological side of things. But when it comes now to you breaking up these words to the smaller part of it, that's where the phonemic side comes in. So let me know if that is clear, Miss Annette. Now, paper. Alright, good. Now, the last thing what we do, and this is not what we are doing tonight, you know. We are go back to a word breakdown because we are break down the word them. Right? The last time we come out here, we break down public notice. See? The last time we come out here, we break down the word. The marker is done. We break down the word public notice. We are continue tonight. See? We have some different words for breakdown tonight. And guess what we are going to do when we're done? We are going to use it to make a sentence. We are going to use it to make a sentence. Now, this is the word. Now, how many sound is in that word when you say it? 81, what's up? Boss lady. Oh. Tanisha, Mario. Wait, everybody are checking tonight. That word is voice. When you say that word, how many sound you hear when you say voice? Voice. How many sounds you get when you say the word voice? Karen says 1. So we get 1, we get 2, and we get 3 so far. 3 so far. Right? But what I'm going to show you with this word is that, you see, the OI kind of tricky. Watch me write OI. The OI kind of tricky Because the OI, it depends on how you talk as well. You can make it sound like the same word when a boy, which is the I. So some people will say voice and some people will say vi. So it all depends on what you say and it all depends on how you pronounce, right? So you have the OI in this word. It all depends on how you talk. Hi Nisha, how you doing? It all depends on how you talk. How you talk. Do you say vi or do you say voi? Because if you say vi, it can make it sound like this one I right there. So we can say vice. Like you say vice grip. So it all depends on how you talk. Now the OI, it sounds like the OI in a boy, I, voice. It all depends on how you pronounce it. It all depends on how you say it. I, voi, or I. It all depends. But the truth of the matter is that this OI and this OI, it sound the same. It sound the same. They have the same sound. But the trick about both them is that you have the OI that comes at the end. Nisha say I is broken English. Right? You have the OI that comes at the end of the word. Usually. But normally you find that OI don't normally come at the end of the word. Can anybody tell me a word that have OI in it? So that we can see where it come from. Does it come at the middle? Does it come at the end? Where it come from? Can anybody tell me? Soil. So right away we see say this in the middle. Right? And we are talking about real word now. We're not talking about no makeup word or nothing. Because we are showing you something, right? You have soil, boil, right? So right away you start to see a pattern with it. These words don't normally, with the OI, they don't normally come at the end of the word. They normally come, as Nisha said, the beginning and the middle. Right? So that is important to know. Because entire spell, and this is the problem there. See? So, can we take some with OI now? Because we see said this don't come at the end. Can we take some word with OI? Does anybody know a word that have OI in it? Enjoy. Let me just use joy. Right? You have sigh. Anybody else? Hey, me say me just feel like Nisha and I gonna say ice style. Oh gosh. Nisha, me I gonna ignore you for right now. But what I'm showing you guys is that the OI and the OI, they make the same sound. But what different about them is the placement of how they're placed in the word as it relates to a syllable. So the syllable have a layout. You have a front, you have a middle, and you have a end. You have a beginning, you have a middle, and you have an end. It all depends on it all depends on where it falls in the word. Right? But usually, mainly, the OI normally comes at the end. And the OI usually come at the beginning and the middle. But guess what? This is English. So, guess what? If though them say that is the rule and how that can work that way, many times there is exception. Which means it don't always sound or it don't always do like what them telling you say it for do. So, you have to look out for them things as well. Don't just take it as gospel. Don't just take it and run with it. Yes, it is true in most cases, but this is English. In most cases, it tells us if you do something, it also don't do it. So, keep that in mind. But, the point is, you can refer to the OI in this word voice as the I depending upon how you talk. But, may we refer to it as I. So this word is voice. So may I treat this as a I, which is two sound, because this can be treated as a diphthong. So this is one sound, this is two sound right there, so, and this is one sound. But here the trick with a word there and why it sound like S at the end of it. You see the word voice, this CE right here, so. This CE right here, so. This E make this letter C sound like a S. Why does it sound like a S? It all come back to the rule. C-A, C-E, C-I, C-O, C-U, and C-Y. The C rule. Whenever you have A come after C, it sounds like a K, which is K. That's why the word, I never want to use cat. The word call, that's why it sounds like a K. Right? Now you have C-E, and you have cell. You have C, then you have E. The E is making this sound like a S, which is S. So you have cell. So this is why this word C-E-L-L sounds cell. Because the E make this letter C sound like a S. It all based upon the rule, people. Now you have a next word. City. City, it sound like SS. Why? Because the letter C, when it come up, when an I come after it, that letter C is supposed to sound like a S. So you have soft C and you have hard C. So that is the reason why that word sound like how it sound, and it have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters. But people, what is most important is not the amount of letters in the word, but the amount of sounds in the word. Because when you talk, you are going to hear sounds. When you talk, the person who you talk to is going to hear sounds. Right? Now, that is the first word in the sentence. Cool. First word is voice. Who know that word there? How much sound it have? Who know that word there? How much sound it have? Who can tell me how much sound that word have? Somebody said 2. Anybody else? Anybody else? Somebody said 3. Anybody else? Alright, so with that word right there, that word is off. Right? But what it sound like it start with when you say off? What it sound like it start with? Off. It sound like it start with a A. But I don't know how much people are write H in a comment, you know, because H is silent. So, I don't know how I'm going to hear it. But the word is off, right? The point of me I make right now is that you look at this, what most people tend to do, Zodiac, big up. What most people tend to do is that them tend to look at this letter now, and if mother asked them for like read this, they would have said, oh. So they would have tried to make the sound of this letter and say, oh. Because it look like one letter what them know. But here the thing. The thing about it is that you can have one letter and that one letter don't sound like itself no time at all. In a different word. So this is O. Which means that if me I spell this word, this is T-O. If me I go spell this, this is C-O-P. And if me I go spell this, this is S-O. But here the trick. I don't spell me I spell. I read me I read. So you see when it comes to reading and spelling, they spell different. Right? As Onisha said in the comment, the sound of the O is rounded. O makes a lot of sound in English. You know what that mean? People who don't know what that mean? It means it make whole lip. Now, this word is what? To. Which means if I should have the phonemic awareness and break up this word, I would have break up the two sounds them because the two sounds it have. So you have t, o. So this O right here so sound like a O in the word to. Now, look on this word down here so. This word is so. So if me break up this would have be s, O. So why the O here down here so sound like O, but the O here up here so sound like O? Me can't tell you, but just know say it have to do with the origin of the word, the history of the word, and where the word have come from in them 15 BC time the when time me never born or I look for born or nowhere near for born. So, trouble. But guess what again? This letter O right here so, see, in the word cup, it sound like a again like up here so. So what I notice is that whenever the letter O is short, it tends to sound like a, right? It don't mean say it is a, you know. It tends to sound like a. But guess what? You still have to write the letter O to get it. See? So this now based upon the type of syllable that this is. This is a close group syllable. Which means in our cross group syllable, the vowel sound is going to make a short sound. See? It's going to make a short sound. So because of that, it sound like ah. Sometimes it can sound like oh in a different words. So it's tricky. This is just something we have to learn and know. We have to just remember it. We have to just have it in our brain. So, yeah, that's one of them. One of them crazy word there. But the point is, now you know say the letter O don't always say O, and it have different sound attached to it. The one single spelling. So now this is A, and the sound of this make is when you put both of them together, you get off. Right? So the first word is voice, and the second word is off. So if we put both of them together, we get voice off. Moving on. Me used to remember when me I go to school, me a little picnic I go to school. Agent say what TYTE say. I don't understand what you mean exactly, you know, because what you mean exactly? I'm not sure. And people, thanks for the follow and the gift and the likes and everything. Adrian, I'm not sure. It all depends. It all depends on the word. Because English tricky. So this can be I. As well it can be E. Like if you have safety, you have safety. But you can put PE on this and get type and still TY. So it all depends. So I'm not sure you give me like a word what me can tell you. But apart from that, I'm not sure. But this can say T, this can say T. It all depends on how you look on it and how you go about it. So you have to be more direct or something. But people, when I say the word, and the word I want tricky word, you know, as simple as you see it with 3 letters, it is very tricky, right? So the word is the. Almost sound your ear, and there's many pronunciation for this word because we talk, all of we talk different. All of we talk different. See? So, when I say the word the, almost sound on the ear. Zodiac said 3. Almost sound in the ear when they say the. Some people call it the. I don't know why, but everybody talk how them talk. But me call it the, so me I work with it as the. Right? So, somebody here 2. Alright, see? Now, you realize how this sound like one little E, like one little I, V. You realize how this sound like one little E? Who see that? When I say V, you realize the sound at the end of it sound E? Alright, cool. Good. I just want to make sure I say I not hear doubles. Right? Now, Zodiac, if you replace this with a D, what you get? If you replace this with a D, I'm not saying for replace it, but I just say, if you replace the TH with a D and just have DI, what you get? Yeah, because you're not for go school for read. You're not for go school for learn how to read, you know. You can, a lot of people can also read and them have also problem spelling as well. Because one of the things is that them never learn to read properly from the get-go. Right? But as I say, this word is the. So, you see the tricky part right there, so? Alright, that's the tricky part there. I don't know how much I can make that sound there. But if you can't make that sound there, I promise you say if you use this sound which is D and this which is E and you say the, it's not too far off, you know? It's not too far off. But just know, you see the TH. The TH is a combination sound. And the TH can make more than one sound. It can be voice and it can be unvoice. Right? When I say voice and unvoice, I mean say if you put your finger under your and if you put your finger upon your throat and you say the, you're gonna feel a slight little vibration. The. But you also have it where you not make, where you not feel no vibration none at all. Who feel a vibration? Who try it? Who put their finger upon them throat and try it? The. You feel a vibration? That one is the voice one. But you have one where don't voice. None at all. Me like to imagine it as T and F together. That's how me like to imagine that one that we don't have the voice. But as me say, we are make a sentence. We're going 3 words now. Voice of the, over you call it. It can be pronounced more than one way depending upon how you talk. Right? But me call it the. This E right here so is making a E sound. And this right here so is making a vibrating sound. So it is a voice sound. And TH is one of my hate TH the most. Like, I don't like TH. For some reason, TH, I just don't like TH. Now, this is the next word. We'll come and we'll talk about breaking up words sometime. Right? And you have a formula where you can use to break up words that have consonant plus LE. Does anybody know what a consonant plus LE mean? Anybody ever hear consonant plus LE before? Anybody there ever heard the term consonant plus LE? Alright. So, in a hard, don't you know what a consonant is? I'm sure that you guys probably know what a consonant is, right? So you have consonant and you have vowels, right? Some of you know, you just not remember. You have consonant and you have vowels, right? So, when them say consonant LE, what them really refer to is, you can see what this is right, sir? That is LE, right? So, hear them say now. This is what them say. Them say you see anytime you see words ending with LE, right? For break up that kind of word in particular. Because it not going to work for everything. But it works for the words that have LE in particular. What you tend to do is you're going to follow the rhythm and count back 3. So you have, starting in the reverse direction, you're going to say 1, 2, 3. So guess what? The 3 come under which part of the consonant there? And then you have LE, you have 1 and 2 under LE. If you don't notice which part I start coming from, you know, I start coming from the end of the word and go backward. See it? 1, 2, 3. Guess what them say for do next? Who can tell me? Who can tell me what them say for do next? Can anybody tell me what to do next? No, the L is not silent. Exactly, Nisha, right? So, for words that end with LE, all you need to do is count back 3. 1, 2, 3. It is going to fall on a consonant. Here comes consonant plus LE. Then you break it. So guess what? For all of the people who probably don't know how to break up a word, this is how you break it up. You break it up just like how the formula say. Count back 3 and then you break. Which means, guess what? This word is now easier to deal with than this up here so we did have before. Worse if you don't know nothing about nothing, and this is the problem start. Because now you going to read this, and you going to read the Sonia, and you going to read the Sonia, and you going to read the Sonia. And guess what? You going in a problem. Because guess what? You see in this word, the EO is saying E. Right? So, as Anisha said, that's syllabication. And this is also in phonological awareness. Wait, Miss Annette still there? I'm not see her again, man. So, this is also in phonological awareness. The syllabication, the way how you break it up, syllables. Syllables come under phonological awareness. So when we break it up into syllables now, it make it easier for go and do what? Phonemic awareness. Because we can do the clap, and the clap falls under phonological awareness again. So we can clap out the word people. People. So the word P is one syllable. But the word P is different sounds combined together. It's different phonemes come together. So we can use phonemic awareness now just to separate those sounds. So how much sound you hear when you say P in people? You're going to hear two sound. But since you already know that the P is what making the P sound, then whatever else is making the E sound must be the two of these letters. So you know that you can treat that as a digraph now, where two letters come together to make one sound. See? If I do it like that, Nisha, I would have to put the E and the O together, because the E and the O are combined together. Well, I understand why you say it that way then. So, breaking up the word with this pattern, as long as it ends with LE, it's very, very simple. As I see, 1, 2, 3, right? Now, over here, so now, so user 962810. Here the thing with that first one do the talking something there. It work, but it only work 45% of the time. When two vowels going walking, the first one does the talking, but that work only 45% of the time. And this is the word I like to use. This word, let me just write this up so. And then now you have, what you call it? Oh my God, every day that knows so that's a bad rule. Oh gosh. Oh my God. Come Nisha, come take over and teach the class. We can get a little break now.
Hey, good evening. No, I was just saying that's a really bad rule. I wanted to
Hey, what's
clarify
up?
that rule. I hate to hear it. That rule, it would always put you in problems. And that's why a lot of people cannot read, because when you say the first one make the song, in every word you see, you're gonna allow the first one to make the song. But the two vowels make songs. Sometimes the
Definitely.
first one make the song, second one stays silent. Or
Mm-hmm.
sometimes second one make the song, first one stays silent. Or
Yep.
sometimes both of them make the song. Because for example, words like creation, you hear E and A. You hear both of the
Yeah, you're it split.
vowels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Split.
There are other words too where you might
Poet.
sometimes hear a
Poet.
long song and a short song together. Right? For example, words like diet, you're gonna hear I and then you hear eh,
Yeah.
right? So you have to be very careful with that rule. I just wanted to tell everybody that, because I think that is very important. That is something that caused so many children to not be able to read.
Definitely. It's good to know though still, It's good to know, but you just need to know it and know so it don't work as effective as how you think it work.
Yeah, but it's gonna take away from you reading. So the best way to put it is that whenever two vowels are together, sometimes first one can make the song, second one stays silent, or sometimes the second one make the song, first one stays silent, or sometimes both of them make the song. So you always repeat that.
Alright,
Once you
so
repeat it, it becomes something
like
that they will know and be able to practice.
like how we dey on the topic here, people, me I gonna show you something, right? And this is just something one can use every single time. And once you use it within context, it will always help you. It work up to 75% of the time, which is better than 45. So let's say that you have the word FILD, right? But that is not really in context as it is right now. So let's say let's talk about like a soccer field, right? So you know, so we are talk about football and them thing there. So you know, so this word would be a field. Now, if I was to follow the rule that says the first one does the talking, this would have be I. So if the first one does the talking and these two come together to make I, then this would be filed. So this would be soccer filed. But you don't
Right.
know nothing named soccer filed, right?
Right. So
You
you
don't
see,
know. Second?
yeah, so you see that's why the rule is not valid.
You don't know nothing named soccer file if you know me no know. But here goes again. We are going to continue with the same letter. So a while ago, the first thing that we did was to do it long. Right? So we are going to go again now and make the same letter that we make long. We're going to make it short now. What is the short sound for this? E. So now we are going to say filled. Do you know anything of a soccer field? Because I don't know a soccer field. So right again, you see, say that don't work. But let's move on over to the next letter now. So we do a long, then we do a short, then now we move on to this letter. What is the long sound for this letter? The long sound is E. So if we should put these together now, we would have field. So we would have get within context the soccer field. So you don't need to always use it or do it 3 times. For some of them, it's going to work on the first try. For some of them, it's going to work on the second try. But what I am telling you to do is a rule that works more than to say the first one does the talking and the second one stays silent. Because as you can see, sometimes it talk, sometimes it don't talk. English this, English bud up everybody, brother. So,
Yeah.
you want to do the first one long, and if it doesn't work within context, you do it again, but this time you do it short. And if that still don't work, you do it again and you do it long for the next letter. And if that still don't work, you do it again for the next one, and that one you do it for short. If you
Yeah.
do that 90% of the time, you will get the word correct. And
Yeah.
that is a better strategy to use than to say the first one does the talking and the second one stays silent.
Yeah, that is the tree queuing method, right? But at the end of the day too, because you have when you use the tree queuing method, you would ask yourself, does it sound right? Does it look right? Does it spell right?
Exactly. That's why you have to use it
Right?
in context. So you can't just get up and look at this word and then say feel, or fell, whatever the case may be. You have to read it within context. So you would at least
Right.
want it to be in a sentence that makes sense to you. So you can pick out if soccer field makes sense to you or soccer felled makes sense to you. It
Right.
all depends.
Right.
Right? So
Definitely. So
yeah.
these strategies should be used hand in hand. So once you teach the rule, first one can make the song second one stay silent, and second one can make the song first one stay silent. Then you have the combination that would hardly occur where two vowels would talk. So they
Yeah.
most likely would use first and second vowel rule, and then most likely they would get the word.
Definitely. Once I
Yeah.
continue to do this as practice, it just becomes innate after. But thank you very much for coming up and telling them and telling me, because me I learned to as well, like everybody else. So, you know,
Yeah, it's a rule I hate to hear this rule being said over and over, and so many people are grappling with it and it's not working for them.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. Alright. So I'm here. We're here. I'm here for like about next 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm gonna give them a few more words and then I'm gonna jump off. So
Go on, do the do. Yeah, yeah, do well, man.
no, 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 no. You have to go and take over.
May enjoy it.
Alright, cool, no problem. Thanks.
Okay.
Alright, people. So we'll get back to it again, right? So open and learn something from that a while ago, cause me surely learn something. If you learn something a while ago, drop an emoji in the chat. If you learned something a while ago, drop a emoji in the chat. She can join too. Yeah, she did join. Unless you're talking about somebody else. Repeat? No, Denise. You have to go stay and watch a little bit longer. Oh, alright. So, what I was saying is this. You have a rule with them say, first one does the talking, second one stays silent, right? So what happens is that it don't always work. Yeah, man, that's good. It don't always work. So, when you have a word like this, and people, may I jump from the word people. When you have a word like this, and you say the first one does the talking, and the second one stays silent, it don't always work. Sometimes it do, but not all the time. Because in this word, right, in that word, in those words I should say, sir, the EA makes a different sound every single time. So why is it making a different sound every single time? But yet still you're going to say to me that the first, when two vowels going walking, the first one does the talking and the second one stays silent. You never hear about bread? No, true. You ever hear about bread? Now, watch how I'm going to use this now, right? So the formula what myself use is that it would have been good to use it within context, like within a sentence or so. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the first letter. Right? What is the long sound for the first letter? The long sound is E. So if you read, you're going to read this now as breed. But that is not the word. That's not the word we're looking for. So guess what we do now? We take by the same E what we just take a while ago. This time, we make it short. When I make it short, what it sound? It sound eh. So what is this word? Bread. Eh. You get a short E sound right there, so. So you see, say 2 times you try, and you get that one there, right? Cool. We are rub off this. Now, this word is what? Because a lot of people love use that word there now. A lot of people love eat that word there too. This word is steak. Now, in that same word there, you're going to go back and you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to make this long. See? So, this is going to be steak. But that is not the word. You're going to make it short. So, you're going to say steak. But steak is not the word. Now, you're going to do over this side now and make it long. And then now, you get steak. So, right there, so. Right there, so what happened? This is one that is making the sound. Now, we are going to do the rule again, but this time we are going to do it for the word team. So, we are going to apply the same rule, making it long. What is the long sound for this? E. So, when you put E right there, so now you get it. So, what I shown is that when you follow that rule, you realize how you could have get the 3 of them, but if you say first in, 2 vowels going walking, first one does the talking, second one stays silent, you realize how that never match up, right? But you realize how that match up because that works 75% of the time or even more. But the first one does the talking, second one stays silent, it only works 45% of the time. I see like Nisha was saying to add the word beauty and beer. I don't. Come Nisha, you have to come up back, come teach them, you know, because beauty I not even want to get into it because I treat these 3 as one and then now it all depends on the word. Sometimes I treat it as that, sometimes I treat it as that, sometimes I treat it as that. It all depends. So I treat them different sometimes, depending. But people, the thing is, as what I say, if you don't follow that rule, you can't go wrong. Now, get back to people. Can somebody tell me a word that ends with L-E? Anybody? Because the word end with L-E is the easiest word for break up as a big word. Right, there's some is on it. Now, guess what? Me I go take 3 and then now me I go break them up and then now me take 3 more. Because me just a show you say the rule work. Now, you remember what we did say for the rule? What we are going to do? We are going to count back 3. We are going to count from back. So we are going to count from around here, so. And say 1, 2, 3. Now, hear me I tell you now. If one monkey can count, one monkey can do this. All the monkey need to know to do is just look for the L-E. If it have L-E at the end, if it have L-E at the end, if it have L-E at the end, then the monkey will know how to count back 3. 1, 2, 3. After you count back 3, you break it. You break it behind the 3 where you count. So whichever letter you fall upon, it is going to be a consonant. Any letter where you fall upon is going to be a consonant. That's why them call it consonant plus L-E. Wonder if you not get that. Same thing for the word there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you break. And you break. Why you do that? The reason why you do that is because when you do that, you make the word very easier to deal with. Because now you have 2 different syllables to work with. You have by and you have bl. When you put by and bl, you get Bible. Cool. Now you have gig and you have g. When you put gig and you put g, you have giggle. And for the most famous part, the people will love eat fruit. Apple. Because when you want to break up words that end with L-E, this is what you have to do. When you do that, it makes the word easier to deal with. Because if I think I see Tijuana one at a time. Tijuana gone? Trouble Tijuana now, you know. So, if me see Tanisha baby and me give Tanisha baby that word I have to read. Tanisha baby might look on a word and don't know what to do because the word too long. You get what I say? But if I break it up now and say, alright, you read this part. And after you read this part, then now we read that part. You know see how that can make it easier for the baby. You know see how that can even make it easier for you as the person. See? So, back to the word people, but we learn the rule of how to break up these, which is important. Dimple, simple, able, cradle, any one of them that end with L-E, that is what you do. You don't do it with the other word, you know. Just the marble, just to people, not just flood the chat with words that end with L-E, you know, and break them up like how Kelly Lataya just do a while ago. Just flood the chat with them kind of word. People, shackle, little, able. So we did a look on this before, right? We come and say voice of the And then we reach a people. Simple, jungle, fable. People, wanna learn the secret sauce of how to break up words that end with L-E. You see, if you don't want to do it, nobody come blame me, you know. Don't come and blame. Wanna get 2 secret sauce tonight, you know. 2 secret sauce wanna get. Alright. Now, who can spell the word Jamaica? Who can spell the word Jamaica? Jamaica. I saw me like spell Jamaica. When I spell it that way, it give me a little flow. It give me a little vibes. And from learn to spell Jamaica from a little bit, I saw me I spell it till now. Jamaica. I saw me spell it. Because it just flow. To me, it just flow. I don't know about nobody else. But I just telling you what me do. So if you want to follow what me do, you can follow what me do. If you don't want to follow what me do, no problem. I'm not telling you to follow what me do. I just come and try. I help you for clean the shoes for tomorrow. One of the reasons why a lot of people say Jamaica, whereas when time of Spanish them come from, is because them are read it like this. Them are read it as syllables. Right? This is phonological awareness. The ability to break down the words in syllables again. Right? Jamaica, the AI is saying A. Jamaica. But does anybody know why the AI is saying A? Think about the word Ray or even main. In those words, the AI form together as a digraph. You see the digraph? The digraph come together to make one sound. So the AI is saying A. So when you put A, you get me. Jamaica. One next thing we notice is that if this was a diphthong, it would have been I. Jamai. And that's why a lot of people would have called it I. But people, forget about that. Forget about that. Did you know that? Did you know that this short sound right here, so we say ah, and this short sound on the right, so we say E. Did you know that if you read these two sounds, you get the letter? Who did know that? Who did know so when you put the short and this short, ah, E, when you read them together, who did know so you're gonna get this? Somebody do it and confirm it in the chat. Tell me if you get it. Somebody do it and tell me if let me get it. So what that means is that reading works by putting sounds together. So you see when you put those sounds together, sometimes them form them own unique sound. Right? So you see when them form them own unique sound, that is what am. So the letter I, every time you say I, in the background of it, you're really saying E. But you're doing it so fast that when them come together, you get I, E, I, 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 I. People, I hope you learn something tonight. I hope it makes sense. Wanna get to gem. I see June cold just a come late. Now, me have to go start over, but me not start over. I just go recap so that you can see. Now, voice of the people of Jamaica. Voice is one syllable. Voice is one syllable. Of is one syllable. Of is one syllable. The is one syllable. The is one syllable. People is two syllable. People is two syllable. Of is one syllable. And you have Jamaica. Saying the word Jamaica is as if you put three different words together. Jamaica. People. And you can clap them out. If you use the clap method, you can clap them out. Jamaica. By clapping, it tells you how many syllables are in the word when you call out the word. People. By clapping, it helps you to tell how many syllables are in the word. So, somebody tell me how many syllables is that in total? To read that, voice of the people of Jamaica. Somebody tell me how many sounds in total? Not sound, but syllable. How many syllables in total were put together? 9? Alright, so let's count them. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So whoever said 9 is correct. Which means in total is 9 syllables. 9 syllables. In total. So anybody can say voice of the people of Jamaica is really 9 syllables you combine and say. Account not found. It look like whatever we have said to you is not found. Alright. What you really want to know? What you really want me to explain? That's why you don't get it. Because you just joined. That is one of the reasons why you don't get it. Good. Phonological awareness. That's the phonological awareness side. Good. People, the last time I come, I tell you no public notice. Now I come and say, voice of the people of Jamaica. Next time I come, I give you one different line again. Is it? So, who learn? Learn. Who not learn? Come to class. People, it was good. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the entertainment. Thank you for the enjoyment. Thank you for the nourishment of my mind. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the like, for the follow, for the subscribe, for the everything. That are the thing now, Kelly. I been did a come on live recently, frequently. But then now, I did have some look a change up thing. And then now, I come last week Sunday, so I just come this week Sunday again. So hopefully I come next week Sunday again. But I probably want to come before that. But it all depends on some other running. So I can't be sure right now for telling you. But for sure when I go see me again. I love you too, Kelly. And I love all of you too as well. So, you know, I love when I come out and come keep my company and we can learn and you know. So, people, have a great night. Clean on the shoes. For go to school in the morning. Or for go to work in the morning. What else again? Pack on a bag. Pack on a bag. Make sure you say on a book in on a bag. Take up on a lunch money. Have a good day at school and don't give the teacher them no trouble. And teachers, don't give the pit them no trouble neither. Would you like more often is back to school? I don't understand what you're saying, you know, Frederick. Anybody when now follow me yet can follow me. So when I come, I get the notification. That way, you don't miss me. Because you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Anyways, people, have a good night. And see you guys again soon.